4th and goal to go to 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
Now, have you ever saw the movie Jaws? There's this one scene there where Roy Schneider, Roy Schneider, the guy, he's the police chief, I think, of the town where Jaws is at. And he's out there on the boat and he's shoveling his stuff into the water to try to attract a shark. And he winds up attracting Jaws. And he's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. Yeah, you want to try to shovel some of this SHI blank in the water? You know, and it's I don't know. It's like, I don't know if it's fish and stuff like, but there's blood too, and you can see it being thrown into the water, and there's blood and stuff. He's shoveling stuff in there, and there's blood and all that. And finally, all of a sudden, Jaws actually pops his head up out of the water. And Roy winds up turning around and looking, and he sees Jaws, and then he steps up, he steps back, and you just see a picture of him. He's just like, he's got the cigarette hanging out of his mouth. Then he walks back into the boat where Robert Shaw is at. God rest his soul. He walks in there and he says, "You're going to need a bigger boat." So that's where the saying comes from. It comes from Jaws. Giant's going to need a bigger boat. Now, apparently, according to this article, the media is throwing a bunch of hate against the Giants. They're still not convinced, shall we say, what the Giants are doing. Right? And hey, I understand. Right, it's a show me. What have you done for me lately, league? Right, So, if you don't win, hey, right, you don't deserve any kudos or any attaboys and all like that, right? So, what have you done for me lately? If you start winning some games and this, that, and the other thing, well, then maybe people start talking a little bit nicer about you. But once again, it's just this words. Who the heck cares? But Giants are obviously going to need a bigger boat, right? Need a bigger boat to escape the endless waves of media doubt, wave after wave after wave. So, you got to show me, what can you do, right? Show me the victory. I love the money. Show me the money. Show me the victories, and we won't doubt you anymore, right? This offseason has been a trying time for the Giants fans. On one hand, the team has undergone extensive roster renovations to be more competitive. On the other hand, it feels unlikely the reshuffling will play a significant role in winning for the upcoming season. It's not an enviable position to be in, but it's the only one Big Blue Nation's got. So we do the best we can with what we have, and we preserve. Persevere. My bad. Not preserve. Persevere. Two of their biggest weaknesses from last season underwent total overhauls with their quarterback and defensive back unit. New York's notable changes include Russell Wilson, Jaxson Dart, Jevón Holland, Paulson Adebo. Let's not forget potential Defensive Rookie of the Year favorite Abdul Carter. That's right. See, it's one thing when you win 3 games, you get somebody like Abdul Carter. You win a year before, you win 6 games, you get somebody like Malik Neighbors. Right? That's a lot of good coming in to help this team. But to no fault of their own, not everyone is convinced they'll make a lick of difference for a team coming off its worst season in franchise history. In a recent article for Bleacher Report, Moton predicted which teams would finish last in their respective division. To likely no one's surprise, the feeding frenzy continued. Moton pegged the G-Men as chum for the NFC East. Yes, more nautical puns. Giants doubt has been a recurring theme this offseason. It's not without its merits, but the waves are becoming relentless. Giants predicted to be bottom feeders in loaded NFC East. Another day, another analysis dismissing Big Blue. Another analyst dismissing Big Blue. is begrudgingly accurate, and Moten's analysis hits the nail on the head. He points to factors outside of the Giants' control, outlining one of the most unfavorable positions to be in the National Football League. One is the question if the Giants can outduel opponents in their division. Their rivals have dynamic quarterbacks like Dak Prescott and Jaden Daniels, or a signal caller who has posted gaudy passing numbers in multiple seasons like Dak Prescott, Moten wrote. Outside the NFC East, the Giants will face arguably two of the NFL's best divisions, the NFC North and the AFC West. Even with the addition of edge rusher Abdul Carter, cornerback Paulson Adebo, and safety Jevón Holland, New York's defense may not be able to keep up with the level of competition on its schedule. Giants improved their roster this offseason, but it won't amount to much because of a tough schedule. There's no real argument to be made against his interpretation. It's hard to argue, right? On paper, this season already looks like a lost cause. Fortunately, games aren't played on paper, thank goodness, right? They're played on the field, giving the G-Man at the very least a fighting chance to pull off the improbable. The schedule looks like a gauntlet. The football gods did not do them any favors. However, this team is vastly improved from last year. That has to amount to something. It's fair to question whether the Giants are built to survive this kind of storm. But for all the waves of doubts crashing down, this version of Big Blue feels sturdier than the one that sank a year ago. It's not the prettiest ship, and it surely isn't invincible, but it's patched up, tougher, and heading back out whether anyone believes in them or not, because it has to. Maybe they do need a bigger boat, or maybe this one's just ready to fight. We'll have to wait and see. But, I mean, that's one of those things, start winning some games, right? You start winning some games, and boy, I'll tell you what, magical things start happening. Show me the victories, and then we'll start. We'll start. If they didn't have the toughest schedule, you might see another game or two maybe going there. Because they're supposed to win like 5.5 games or so. So projected. Well, if they had an easier schedule, played against a couple of the easier divisions, they might be scheduled on maybe 7 games. Yeah. So if there were 7-10 this year, instead of 3-14, well, that's a step forward. But once again, you can't blame the media or anything like that for talking bad about the Giants. They were 9-7-1. They had 9 wins. Then they had 6 wins. Then they had 3 wins. The problem is each year they keep going down 3 wins. So if they had 3 wins last season and they're supposed to go down to another 3 wins, they're going to go 0-17? Boy, I hope not.